Alright, everybody, welcome back to the channel. Finally getting around to talk about WrestleMania Night 2. I know myself and Dave did a 2 hour stream on Night 1, but we didn't get around to Night 2, so I'm going to do that now. And this, of course, comes from cnet.com. The way they've done this is weird. I had to scroll down half the page to get it, but look, it is what it is. This Night 2 opened up with Randy Orton defeating The Fiend. Yeah, and this sums it up the best. And that guy stole my GIF. How dare you, sir? Jim Valley stealing my GIF. I did post the exact same thing on my Twitter at DaraWV. Yeah, not a good match. Not a good match. Made no sense. Remember, in storyline, The Fiend was burned alive by Randy Orton. Magically comes back, and then and they have a normal match. Now, me and Dave did say that this was going to be some kind of stipulation. No, it was just a normal match. Normal match. And Fiend basically was rejuvenated for some reason. And Alexa Bliss came out of a box, which they didn't know was a box. And goo came out of her face, and the Fiend was beaten by an RKO. So, yeah. Not a good match. Not a good ending to a not so good feud. Moving on, Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler retained their tag team titles against Natalya and Tamina. This match, not a good match. I was sad that Natalya and Tamina won the women's tag team tournament match, but look, it is what it is. Shayna Baszler's cool. I like Shayna Baszler. Nia Jax, not so much. It was what it was. A poor match. Night 2 did not start off well. Then we had what really triggered people online. Logan Paul showing up for the Sami Zayn Kevin Owens match. I don't care about Logan Paul. A lot of people do. And I had this discussion. It wasn't a discussion. There's an Irish group on Facebook where I was trying to explain this to someone, and they didn't understand how social media works or how modern pop culture works, where Logan Paul's the most popular thing there with the certain demographic that they want. Like, I don't care about Logan Paul. A lot of people listening don't care about Logan Paul. A lot of people do. And that's why he was there. And look, after Raw, I was on the SmackDown after WrestleMania, and yeah, man, all the headlines that they showed on the screen, this was a massive success for WWE to get eyes on the product and to let people know, hey, look, it was going on. And so it worked. The match itself was okay. Had no problem with the match. Some nasty spots. I would have liked them to do a little bit more, but I agree. It was a 4-star match out of 5. Fun, enjoyable. Kevin Owens, obviously, put Kevin Owens over huge, and he stunned Logan Paul. That's what you want, right? Um, best match so far. Then there was a really decent match with Sheamus and Riddle. I didn't think these guys would work so well, but then again, when it makes sense with the small guy, big guy dynamic, and it was cool to see Sheamus win the belt, right? Anytime Sheamus wins, I'm happy. Super nice guy, obviously from Ireland. Met him a bunch of times. And it's you got to support your own, right? So fair play to Sheamus for picking up the W there, and holy hell, he took Riddle's head off. So yeah, this was a good match, really good match. Next up was a Nigerian drum fight. We didn't know what this was. Basically, a holds barred match. Kind of silly, kind of dumb. And Apollo Crews was the winner. So I'd give this 1.5 stars. What did your man give it? 2.5? Fair enough. Yeah, I agree. It took hard. The Nigerian drum fight stipulation made it very hard to take seriously. It came off really, really, really dumb. And that's coming from WWE. Next up, Rhea Ripley defeated Asuka. Look, happy for Rhea Ripley. She deserved her moment in the sun because she didn't get it last year. Sad to see Asuka lose, though, man. I love Asuka. I think she's great. But is what it is. I was on Twitter. A lot of people were really happy for Rhea, so fair play to her. Match wasn't great. It was kind of flat. When when Asuka isn't working the super crazy mega heel, it's kind of hard, to kind of click with certain people. And with Rhea Ripley, it just wasn't there. Although thank God it wasn't with Charlotte, because I just never want to see Charlotte and Rhea Ripley again, or with Asuka, or Charlotte in general. Not that I hate her, I just seen Charlotte enough, right? Just come on, just stop now. Go to AEW. There's a whole other bunch of women there. Or Impact, loads of women you can work with. Just stay away from WWE. That'd be great. And the main event, as you can see here on the GIFs, Roman Reigns retained his Universal Championship against Edge and Daniel Bryan. This was a great match. This was a really, really solid match. I wanted to give it 4.5. So I would agree. Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Really solid match. I don't really like triple threat matches at WrestleMania. I believe at WrestleMania matches, the main event should always be a singles match. Call me whatever you want, but that's what I think. This was a fun match, really, really solid match. It could have been anybody. Anyone could have won this, and it would have made sense. It would have been a great story. But the way Roman Reigns won, putting Edge on top of Daniel Bryan and pinning the two of them, holy cow! Absolutely, just it was great. Edge and Bryan did the double submission move. That was fun too. But yeah, look, this made Roman Reigns look even more dominant, and not like a Cena, make him look strong. He literally looked like he was a killer, and having was it Jey Uso? Yeah, Jey Uso run in and mess things up was fun too. And look, it's great. They told a great story. It was the match of the night on a very poor second. Excuse me, a very poor second night. But it was definitely one to watch. Overall, night 2 wasn't as good as night 1, as you can tell by the review being under 10 minutes, and night 1 being, about 2 hours. It really does kind of talk about the quality dip. Again, if this had and here's the thing about WrestleMania being 2 nights. I was okay with this being but if this had been at the end, or if this had been one night and this had been at the end of it, I would have been pissed, man. I would have been like, all the good things we said about night 1 would have been overshadowed by this. Not garbage, because it wasn't garbage. Some of it was. But it was overstuffed. And I think having over the 2 nights is a nice breakup where you can have your trash, but then it's also, there's enough there that you're like, okay, well, it wasn't 12 million hours. It was just 4 hours or just 3 hours, and it was fine. I can go to work the next day and not be tired. And that's what this felt like. It was nice. If WWE go back to night 1, make sure your show is awesome from top to bottom. Don't overstuff it. That's the thing. If they're going back to WrestleMania night 1, as one night, don't make it 8 hours. 4 hours is enough wrestling for anybody. I love wrestling. Watching wrestling my entire life. 4 hours is enough. I don't need 9 hours. Nobody needs 9 hours of wrestling on one night. They just don't. That's ridiculous. So, and that shows it here. The night 2 thing, yeah, it wasn't as good. Night 1 was fantastic. And the damage night 2 would have done really shows, hey man, you don't need all this wrestling. To be fair, WrestleMania could have just been the first night. Would have been fine too. But guys, let us know what you thought in the comments below. Did you like WrestleMania? Did you like which one did you prefer? I think it's going to be night 1. But if you did like night 2, or if you disagree with me, let me know in the comments below. The best way you can help support the channel is going into the comments below, leaving comments, liking the video, and subscribing. That really helps us out a lot. We'll talk to you in the next video.